All right, we are live. So now you can go to Facebook and
Okay.
and share it.
Okay.
And let me know if you're able to do that.
Okay. Um,
And you see
I
it?
wonder if I. No, I haven't even got an invite.
Say it again.
I said I haven't got an invite for it yet. You gonna
Nope.
send
You
can
just
we?
nope. You just go to Joseph's Ministry Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
you
the
won't get
wrong. Okay, I'm here now. Joseph Ministry LLC consultant. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Okay. And then
And you just share it.
I'm on your page. Oh, there we go.
Do you see it?
Okay. Yes, and share it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Miss Angela is here. Welcome.
Yay!
Thank you. Just kind of get everything shared before we get started, guys. So welcome. Come on in.
Yes, Angela, we're testing. Mic check 1, 2. It's working, right,
I'm just so
Angela?
excited. Yay. Yay.
Dang. I hate to go through all my text messages and tell my people to come live because I sent them personal text messages to the wrong link. I do apologize. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It happens. It definitely happens. So before we get started, I'm just going to go ahead and play. If you're still getting situated, I'm just going to play our promo video before we get started. So you have some time.
Okay,
Hi, my name
thank
is
you.
Meagan Pinkney, and I'm founder and CEO of Joseph's Ministry LLC. Here at Joseph's Ministry, we provide 3 areas of service: book publishing, business startup, and website design. Our goal and our sole mission is to take individuals and businesses to their next level. We desire that when you hire Joseph's Ministry, you will receive your deliverables and support in a manner that directly reflects our 4 core values. Our core values are integrity, teamwork, consistency, and courage. I've incorporated my very own personal experiences and lessons learned throughout each area of service that we provide. Therefore, all of our clients will receive a more enjoyable process. We believe that we are not just called to business, but we're also called to ministry. Through our grant foundation, we provide funding and partnership with faith-based organizations to help them with their community development projects, educational seminars, as well as building growth projects. If you've heard anything today that sparks your interest and you want to work with Joseph's Ministry, contact us today by visiting our website at www.josephsministryllc.com.
Well, all right, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So from the video, as you can see, my name is Meagan Pinkney, and I am here with our new business owner, Miss Sondia. How are you, Sondia?
I am blessed to see another day, but thanks for asking, Megan.
Good, good, good. Thank you guys so much for joining this interview on today as we chat with Sandia about her new organization and everything that she has going on in her world today. So, Sandia, before we get started, can you tell me a little bit about who you are before we dive into the interview?
Yes, I am a Tulsa native, born and raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I have 4 beautiful boys, um, age and range from 21 to 2. I kind of spaced that out. um, I also started off in the corporate America field and worked my way through entrepreneurship. I did my undergrad at University of Tulsa in business management and a minor in supply chain. And I did my master's at Langston University in entrepreneurship. So right now I'm actually using the entrepreneurship degree, and I just I can't thank God enough for directing me in that path to use that degree, I mean to actually pursue that degree, because now I'm using it at all different angles.
Awesome. That's so awesome. Thank you for sharing. So, um, we met maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, I guess. Because you wanted to start a nonprofit. And from that point to this point, um, tell me and tell people that are watching, one, what's the name of your nonprofit and what's the mission and the vision for your nonprofit?
Sure. I take pride in this nonprofit because it started behind my son, Jacob, which I don't know if you guys can see my little precious Jacob.
Yeah.
Um, yes, so I started behind Jacob, and it's actually called Jacob's Bridge to Learning. I don't know if everybody can see my little pamphlet, and I have on my little shirt, and
Yes.
Jacob's Bridge to Learning. So yes, I started behind Jacob. Jacob was diagnosed with autism at the age of 3. He stopped giving us eye contact and speaking. He was actually speaking. He was attending school. He played like a normal kid, was not expecting to receive a diagnosis from a doctor saying Jacob was autism level 1. They have different type of levels. Um, I was really shocked because Jacob is my second child, and my first child is there's no signs of autism. So to receive that type of news, I really didn't know what to do. I mean,
Yeah.
they do not come with a manual. You cannot, you just kind of walk yourself through everything that you learn with autism. They have different types of levels. And when I say different types of levels, it just depends on um, how severe your child is. Jacob, he was nonverbal, but he's actually verbal. And if people, when I say that to people, they say, well, "What do you mean? Either they're verbal or they're not verbal." Jacob will not have a conversation with you, but Jacob will sit in the afternoons and read to me. When I say, "Okay, it's time to do homework," he reads chapter books, but he will not
Right.
have a conversation and say, "Hey, Megan, how are you?" So just because they diagnose you on a piece of paper doesn't mean you take it and live with it for the rest of your life. And that's why I started Jacob's Bridge to Learning. I'm trying to help mothers and other children that has been diagnosed with autism overcome the challenges that people put on a piece of paper that they think they know what your child is capable of doing. No one can actually stop your growth. No one can actually tell you what you can and can't do. And I'm a strong believer of God, and I have seen so much growth within Jacob that it has blessed me to actually venture out on my own to start a nonprofit called Jacob's Bridge to Learning to help fill in that void. And when I say fill in the void, we have went through so many roadblocks. And when I say roadblocks, I mean where when your child's diagnosed with autism, they separate them. So that's kind of a roadblock that is horrible. You don't never separate an autistic child from the rest of the world, because when they turn 18, they just kind of basically thrown out there to the world. So
Right.
if they're not taught the basic between K through 12, how would they survive at adult? They can't, as an adult. So
Right.
Jacob's Bridge to Learning is trying to fulfill their bridge, because right now the bridge is broken. So we're
Right.
trying to make the bridge, as my shirt display, a full
Right.
developed bridge. And how we do that is we partner with different schools, and mainly the goal is private schools. And when I say partner, Jacob's Bridge to Learning hire pairs. And what the pairs do, they attend class with the child to help the child stay focused. You know, sometimes, and I think that's every child, to be honest. You know, every child has a little ants in their pants where they can't sit still. You know, but sometimes, you know, exceptional children have a hard time. So with them having a pair, they are able to focus because that pair, which could be me or you or anyone who decides to volunteer, we're always seeking volunteers. They help them stay focused on what they're trying to fulfill in that classroom. So that's one of the many goals that we have for Jacob's Bridge to Learning is to partner with private schools throughout Tulsa, Oklahoma, like Holland Hall, Victory, Metro Christian. And the reason why I name a couple of those schools is because we have a scholarship called Lindsay Nicole, which the governor started behind his daughter, that's no longer with us, had autism, and she passed away. And so he started a scholarship fund that children can utilize to go to private schools if they're on an IEP. That's one of the qualifications. And so right now, the IEP within public school settings is kind of something that I'm trying to change because it kind of put the children in classroom amongst children like themselves, and they need to be in classroom amongst every child. So it's supposed to the IEP is supposed to help them label what's their diagnosis, what challenges they're facing. And the goal with Jacob's Bridge to Learning is to help them be amongst all the children with their challenges with a pair. So we hire the pair, you know, the pair is fully trained, certified, have all the tools that they need, and they attend class with the child so the child cannot be left behind and the child knows what's going on and to help the child stay engaged within the program. And we have many
Wow.
more. I don't know if you want to touch on that, but the school is really the important one to me, but we definitely are working on summer
Yeah,
programs, camp.
yeah, I was going to ask you to
Yeah.
get into that because yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. We have a summer program, which that's a short-term goal that we're working on right now as we speak. Um, we're partnerships with different camps, and we have a lot of camps that's willing to accept exceptional students, and they're actually accepting exceptional students right now. So basically, what we're trying to do is help them accept more exceptional students and have a pair with them at camp. So, you know, the fear of like me, I just, you know, I want my son to go to camp. I really do because every summer he couldn't go to camp. I mean, it was hard trying to find. Um, it was just hard trying to find a place for them to go during the summer. You know, all my other children are going to camp and going to basketball camp and football camp and wrestling camp, and Jacob is just like, you know, you got to find that good old auntie that loves to watch kids, you know, and that's not, you know, everybody might not have a family member where they can, you know, have an aunt to help them. So I want Jacob's Bridge to Learning to help fill in that gap by having a pair with them so they can go to the camp. And let me stop right there. So, Megan, before we go any further, I know I shared the link, but a lot of people are saying they're not, they do not see the link on my page. So, there's so much good
They should see.
news that I have to offer. So, I just want to make sure if they can see it. I thought I shared it. So, let me make sure it's shared. Let me see. Do you see it shared on my page? Sorry about that. I'm gonna go to my page real quick. Megan? Megan, do you see me?
I see you now. Sorry about that. I got dropped out for some reason. Yeah, I don't
Oh,
see,
okay.
honey, I do not see the video on your page. Did you
Okay.
share?
I did share it, I thought. So let me do it again. Okay.
So guys, it's not obviously okay, Edward said it's on your page now.
Okay.
So
It's
it's
on
not,
there now?
yeah, I see it now. Yeah,
Okay.
gotcha. I'll say it's not a link. Gotcha.
I know I kind of confused my audience by sending a link, and I do apologize. I was so excited. I was sending everybody the link for me and you instead of sending them to my Facebook page.
Yeah, thank you, Angela, and everybody who's sharing it. Yeah, so I don't know if you just want to recap everything that you just said, or
Sure, sure,
yep, this is
sure.
your time.
I definitely will recap everything what I just said. Let me see. Um, okay, yeah. So it looked like I think now I can probably go to my page and actually see it, huh?
Yeah, I just did as well.
Oh, okay, okay, perfect. Okay, okay. So to sum it up, I'm not gonna. Basically, I was explaining a little bit about Jacob's Bridge to Learning. I don't know if you guys can see my shirt for Jacob's Bridge to Learning, and I don't see it on my page. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go back to your page, Megan. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
And I was okay. 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 So yeah. Okay. Then link must have get back on. Okay. So yes, I was telling Megan a little bit about Jacob's Bridge to Learning and why I started Jacob's Bridge to Learning. I started JBL, which stands for Jacob Bridge to Learning, um, behind my behind my child Jacob, which this is Jacob. Jacob was diagnosed with autism at 3. He stopped talking. He stopped communicating. He stopped, well, just talking. I'm sorry. He stopped giving us eye contact. He didn't really connect with us like he did when he was kind of like newborn stage, 1 or 2. I have videos where he will be singing a full-fledged Pete the Cat song and telling me his numbers, his colors. And once he was diagnosed with autism, it just seemed like it went downhill. And I don't believe in what someone say, who you are on a piece of paper. I believe that's something that they're guessing who you are. So the piece of paper was very discouraging. I hit a bunch of roadblocks with the piece of paper, and that's what made me start Jacob's Bridge to Learning. And when I say roadblocks, I mean, the piece of paper is an IEP, and that's basically what they use to screen your child in a school setting. And the piece of paper, it can be very negative. It just depends on how you take it. I didn't let it stop me and let it stop my child. I knew my child had great potential, and we all do, and we all have exceptional needs, whether we know it or not. It's just children with autism, their exceptional needs basically need a little bit more help than other children. And Jacob's Bridge to Learning will hire pairs to go in the school settings with the students to help fulfill their void. And when you say, okay, they already have pairs, yes, they do, but private schools do not. And the Lizzie Nicole Scholarship started behind the governor's daughter, who was diagnosed with autism, and he wanted to help change the culture as well. So the Lizzie Nicole Scholarship helps children who are on an IEP. They don't have to necessarily be diagnosed with autism, and they fund children to go to private schools. So Jacob's Bridge to Learning is trying to fill that void because they will not hire individual children who basically not hire. They will not accept children who are autism. So and I can't say, how can you say that, Sondia? I just know for me it was very challenging to try to get Jacob into a private school setting. And that was my goal because my oldest attend private schools. And so when I got turned down for, like I do with everything, camps, private schools, slumber parties, birthday parties, I mean, anything you name it, based off because Jacob's autism, that's when I thought about Jacob's Bridge to Learning. And I just said, I have to put an end to this stigma where we're not including them. The goal is to include them so they are prepared for the world, because the world is not going to exclude them. They're going to include them. They're going to basically, put them out there to swim. And if they can't swim, they're going to drown. So what I'm trying to change, what we are trying to change at Jacob's Bridge to Learning is include them now. We need to start including them in the classrooms. We need to start including them in the camps. And so you say, well, wow, how are we going to do that? You can be a volunteer. We can all do it. We have to be able to take classes to be certified to make sure we know how to handle children with exceptional needs. And we have to be able to speak it. We have to talk about it. We have to invite them to parties. We have to invite them to, sleepers. We have to not start not using their disability as a disadvantage and using it as an advantage, because we all are born with exceptional needs, like I said earlier, and we all have great traits. And we tend to not let them show who they are because we put them in a classroom amongst other children like them. And we need to put them in a classroom amongst children like us so they can understand. We can be the key to help them grow out of their shell. So Jacob was diagnosed with autism level 1 as a nonverbal. And as he grew older and older, the autism seemed to progress. And I just couldn't deal with the fact I didn't know what was I not doing to help him progress as a child without exceptional needs. So I I started doing some digging. I started doing some researching, and I started asking them, why are you putting my child amongst other children like him? Don't you think he needs to be amongst children, in a regular classroom? So, and I hit so many roadblocks. So that's what made me start with Jacob's Bridge to Learning by saying, we're going to fulfill this void. We're going to get staff like myself and you, and we're going to volunteer, and we're going to go out to these schools with the children and help them stay focused with regular students like they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be in the classroom amongst me and you. There's supposed to be no difference, because if you think about it, I know I used to act out in class, and I know I'm not alone. I'm sure somebody cracked a joke, threw a paper wad, just destructive stuff.
Right.
We all been destructive in life. So basically, Jacob's Bridge to Learning would help fill that void by hiring a peer to sit with them in the school settings so they can know how to, operate, how to sit still, how to, be on the level that they're supposed to be on, because they're so far behind because they're not getting taught the education that they need. So our goal at Jacob's Bridge to Learning is to help them get all the tools that they need to be self-efficient when it comes 18 to be an adult.
Gotcha. And you know what? Thank you for sharing that, Sondia. That's going to be my next question. Um, for the knowledge of people watching and that will watch. Does Jacob's Bridge to Learning only focus for children up to age 18, or is it even those who are going to college? Is there a age limit with it?
Right now, we have not put a cap on it because the programs that we're going to have is for K through 12, but
Mhm.
I'm not limiting myself because that's a long-term goal, that we're going to have a facility where if they need to come from after school hours or in the summer camp, if they even want to be a leader, you know, kind of like a mentor to help other children with different diagnoses like autism, you know, different levels of autism. So I don't want to exclude anyone because, like I said, right now, the problem is that's what the world does. We exclude them, and I don't want to include them. Now, my focus is on K through 12, but like I said, I want to figure out a need where that person, that adult child or adult, well, not child, but, you know, adult with exceptional needs can help Jacob's Bridge learning with other children.
Right. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what can people expect from JBT in 2022, since we're just announcing everything?
So the first thing that you guys should expect from JBL is a summer camp. We are partnering with many different facilities to start a camp for the summertime. So when June roll out in May, um, when the school ends in May, we plan on having somewhere to place a child with exceptional needs who may not been able to attend camp in the past, attend camps with JBL, I'm sorry, Jacob's Bridge Learning. So that's our first short-term goal. We're basically partnering with Camp Longridge, and we're working with Camp Longridge because right now they actually are accepting um, children with exceptional needs like autism. But I came across a roadblock and they didn't have the staff. So that's where Jacob's Bridge to Learning comes in because we're going to hire the staff to go. And actually, I'm going to be the guinea pig. So I'm actually going to go this year, not this year, but 2020 with Jacob. So me and Jacob is actually going to be the trial error to see how it goes. But I hope I have other children and I hope I have other volunteers that's willing to go and actually learn, because that's what it takes. It just takes the time for us to take out and learn these children because, like I said, they have great traits. I mean, they have strong. I mean, Jacob been playing basketball since he was 2. I mean, and make every shot. You know, he's actually on a team this year. So, but that's the goal. The goal is to start small with summer camps, and eventually, when we get more funding and more donations, we plan on building a facility. Our first facility, our plans is to be in Glenpool, Oklahoma. But if God has somewhere else in store for us, we'll go wherever that building say, hey, this is a building for Jacob's Bridge to Learning.
Awesome. That's so excited. And you know, it's really encouraging for me, and it should be for you as well, from our first conversation. And when it was just in your heart and us doing the paperwork and filing everything, getting your tax exempt and all that organization to hear where you are today. It's so encouraging. I'm super excited for you and your team.
Yes.
Next phases as we go into 2022. So my next question to you is what do you really want? What do you need from people? I know you mentioned donations and volunteers. So how do people get in contact with you, and what do you actually need to kind of move to the next level from the?
Yes. Yes, that's a great question. So we definitely need volunteers. We definitely need people. We need people to spread the word about Jacob's Bridge to Learning. We need prayer. We also need donations. If you would like to donate, you can donate at jacobsbridgetolearning.org. It has a donate button on the website, you know, and that's actually one word. It's spelled, you know, JACOB bridge, BRI. Yep, right down at the bottom. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, you can definitely donate there. You can also call me. You know, my personal cell phone number is 918 899 1141. But all the contact is on the website as well. So if you're looking and you're trying to figure out how do you go about donating, just visit the website. It's connected to a secure site, which is PayPal, and that's where we can receive all donations. And we are a 501c, so it is a tax write-off. So if you're wondering, is it going to be, you know, wrote off on your taxes? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. So And supplies, we'll take any donation for supplies, any supplies you have to give, you know, whether it's pencils, papers, anything, because right now the vision, you know, I may not can touch it, but I can see it. So if my vision is where I can see it, I need to plan according to what I can see. So I can see Jacob's Bridge to Learning in 2022 is going to be off the chain. It's going to be ready to roll. So if you guys have anything you want to donate, I can store it in my garage. I can store it within my house. So we'll take anything. Nothing is not too good for Jacob's Bridge to Learning.
Yes. Awesome. So are you going to be selling those beautiful t-shirts that you have on now? Or
Yes, yes, I am. I don't know if you can see the full shirt, but actually the shirt has our
Oh,
mission and it has our vision on the back.
wow.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, and it actually has where you can donate, where you can send stuff. Yes, so I will be selling those T-shirts in the near future because the more the exposure, the more people wonder what it is, and the more people will want to research and dig and find out. Because that's the key: exposure and letting people know that we have to change the culture and the mentality of how we exclude exceptional children and start including them.
Right. And that's the heart of why we wanted to have you do this interview as well, just to get it out there and to tell more people. So before we wrap up for this afternoon, what message do you want to leave with people, especially parents that may suspect that their child or a friend of a child or whatever may have autism? You know, what are some of the things are they can look for, or just some words of encouragement for them as they go through that process?
Yes. So the message I have is, never question why God gave you what He gave you. I know a lot of times we tend to question, why me? Why me? It's a purpose. Anything that He gives you in life is a purpose, and He wants you to fulfill that void. And Jacob is my purpose. I have been through a couple of roller coasters to get to this goal. I know I was in my last job interview, and they asked me, "What is your I want to say 10-year goal or 5-year goal?" And I said, my goal is to actually start a nonprofit for exceptional students. And they looked at me like, this is IT. Why are we, I mean, you don't have an IT goal? And I didn't. I truly didn't. I had a goal to help change the world perception of how they're just writing children off with exceptional needs like autism, and it's so hurtful to me because they're individuals like you and I mean, we can't change the way, how God made us. All we
Right.
can do is fulfill their purpose on what He wants us to change. And the purpose to me He wants us to change is getting the exposure out of, yes, these are children with exceptional needs, but yes, they need to be accepted. We need to, stop, staring and, making people feel they're not welcome. It was several times I have been in restaurants and, can you make them shut up, and, excluded from birthday parties, are not invited to weddings because, my maybe I was invited but my children, but everybody else can bring their children. And it's just like, I just was like, this world is really cruel. And and I'm not promised tomorrow. And what I would like to do while I'm here is to make sure the world knows that we have to start including them with everything. We have to start making sure they're they can go to birthday parties with siblings. They can be in the regular classrooms. If they do make a little noise, so what? We learn to welcome them because eventually they'll blend in. They'll understand, they're not basically the center of attention. They're
Right.
they're just, they're gonna blow them off like they do any other student. So I just want the world to understand we have to start enforcing change by allowing our children into the world and not pushing them off as if they don't exist. These are human beings with great personalities, great loving, and all they want to do is be expressed and they want to be heard but they want to be accepted. And we have to start learning to accept them for who they are. And we have to understand we got to give back. We got to give back by volunteering our time, and just supporting things like this and not using it as a negative thought of, wow, she wants to use her child. No, I don't want to use anything of my child, but use them in a godly way by showing that we need to change every child like Jacob by
Yeah.
helping them grow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. So, Sondia, I just want to thank you again for having the heart to help other people, other children to just fit in and just live a quality life, even from a childhood, despite any type of circumstances. So I want to thank you for that. But if you're watching tonight and you find yourself like Sondia and you're wanting to move forward with your purpose of starting your business or nonprofit, reach out to us at I'm going to say Jacob Bridge to Learning. Reach out to us at Joseph's Ministry LLC.com, and we'll be glad to help you move forward with your vision, just like we did Sondia and her company and her nonprofit to get everything started. But Sondia, we're going to put your contact information, email, website. People can contact you, sign up for volunteering, donate, all kind of stuff, so they can know how to partner with you and have sponsorship.
Yes. 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 Yes.
But thank you so much. Did you have any last minute remarks before we just close out?
And I just want to say I thank Joseph Ministry. I'm telling you, you guys are the beginning to the end. You guys make sure you feel comfortable with what you're basically presenting to the world. I felt very secure with the information that you direction and this call today. I mean, I can't thank you enough to actually give this idea, because I would have never thought to do this. So I look forward to doing more, when time comes, like for a grand opening. And I look forward to doing more, even if we don't have our building. Just the exposure of letting parents know there's a summer camp available, because I do plan on trying to have the camp available at no cost. So, I plan on making for sure the parents have something to send their child while they're working the 40-hour week job, and not have to look for someone to watch their children or take FMLA, from their work, which is Family Medical Leave Act. So I just want to fill in that void, and I just appreciate you guys for helping me fill in the void by helping me accomplish those goals.
Absolutely. It was definitely a pleasure. And just like you're walking in your purpose, so are we. So thank you for choosing us to walk with you on your journey. So I'm so proud and I'm so happy for you and your team as you move forward. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in and supporting Sandia and her efforts about getting everything going, her purpose. Go out and support her, like her page on Facebook, Jacob's Bridge to Learning. Follow her, share to everybody so that we can get the word out about autism and the importance of it, and how to help these children get into the private schools. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us on tonight. And we look forward to seeing you at our next interview in 2022.
Yes. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
Bye.
Good night.